Hey everyone, my name is Tara. I'm really glad to see you here. I'm an entrepreneur for the past 10 years. I own four consumer brands, and I've been a coach helping people like you go from having just ideas that you're passionate about to actually launching a business in as little as 100 days without any stress, overwhelm. It's really nice to see you here. I guess the only reason you're really here today is because there is a part of you that has an aspiration to have a business of your own and possibly this year. Um, Today, I'm going to guide you through what the key steps are that every aspiring entrepreneur must follow if they want to launch any kind of a profitable business, just from what it takes from ideation stage to actually getting to launch stage. What I'm about to show you next is something that you're all already a part of, and it's just something that you need help with figuring out how it works, what it takes to make it work, rather than being a person who just sits and watches videos on YouTube for free and doesn't really get started. So today, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I know you all are really busy. All we're really doing is very simple stuff. How do you go from just having ideas that you're actually passionate about to launching a business? So, step number one, what is the crux of any business when they're starting out? It's the idea to think of building something, whether that's a product or whether that's a service. Essentially, I would say at this stage, you want to kind of identify from anywhere in your life two core ideas and really be ready to chase one of them. What we will kind of do in the second stage, once you have an idea that you're, I would say, passionate about or interested in building by yourself, is to have a version in your mind that's ready to prototype. Now, if you are launching a consumer product, so say it's a beauty product, it's clothing, it's anything with fashion, it's watches, it's books, it's anything that is physically delivered to your customer. Think of what this would look like. How would you package this? What is the experience when they first hold it in their hand? When are they using this? Do they do this when they wake up first thing in the morning? What's the whole like look and feel of having this in your hands? So think of this as the build stage. You don't need a ready prototype at this stage, but at least in your idea, have a sense of what this would look like. If you were to receive this, if you were wondering if there's a product out there in the world, what would that product look like? What would it feel like? How much would you pay for that? Does this already exist? At this stage, really what takes you from having just an idea to making it something actionable to take you to launch stage is market research. Um, what are the key things that you need to keep in mind? We're going to discuss all of that as we move ahead. Step number three is kind of crucial. In many ways, it is correct to say that this is make or break. This is the stage where we're really taking it out into the world. We're demoing it, we're prototyping and getting feedback, we're iterating, we're pivoting, we're taking all the insight that we gather from what customers are saying. These may not actually be paying customers, they may be customers who you're giving a sample or a prototype to for free. All you really want is raw information. What they feel, they will say, have a way to record that, have a way to crystallize all of that insight into like, hey, okay, they're saying that it's too big, I can't carry this. Could I make it smaller? Could I make it multi-purpose? Could that same thing do two things at once? They say things like, this already exists. This is just like a copy of that. That's an insight for you. How can you differentiate yourself? If someone's already doing it and people are finding value in paying for this, how are you any different? What you're really gunning for is when you give that product out to someone else to hold and you think that they're a prospective customer of yours, you want to kind of record every word exactly how they say it. Look at their body language. Do they take a lot of time to study it? Do they have something in their mind that tells them this already exists? This is just like that. Go study that. What are they doing? Are you the same? Are you exactly the same? Are you going to target exactly the same customers? Because now then that's a different battle. So step three is demoing. You've come from having just an idea initially that you were like really passionate about. You then went to study the market, the industry, what is the size, who are the customers, where you're going to find them. If you're going to scale this, and I hope you do, what does revenue look like for you? What does profit look like for you? What are your margins like? In a nutshell, how much does it take for you to acquire something at say $2 or $5 and sell it for anywhere between 20 to $30 or like 60 to $80 or $100 plus? So what is your profit margin on each unit? Don't worry about the maths. Don't worry about getting it right. We're just demoing something. The goal at this stage of the demo is to have a near launch ready version of what you're going to put out into the world. You want it to be as close to what the final product is going to look like, but you don't want to find out all of this after you have launched, which is why the demo stage is really critical. In many ways, we often refer in the consumer packaging goods industry that I'm a part of, we kind of refer to this as a soft launch. We don't throw it all out into the market. We throw it out into the market as though it's actually gone live, but we have a dedicated number of days where we're studying a fixed number of things. Essentially, I'm looking at insight. Psychologically, how's this person feeling when they look at this for the first time? Is there joy? Is there curiosity? Is there like, are they making comparisons? Are they telling me something that I've not thought about? What are they telling me about the price? What are they telling me about other features of the product? Is it really unique? Is it so unique that they don't know what to do with it? So this is really what you want to know at this stage. Last stage, you've done all of this to get to here. Launch. The best launches are the ones that are stress free, and most launches can be stress free. It is a myth that everything goes wrong on launch day. Our goal, and I like to do this with brands that I build myself, is to have the most stress free launch, and I like to be on holiday when I do this. That means that it puts pressure on us to figure out how we can automate everything so that when a customer hits add to cart and checks out, they have a seamless experience. The best companies deliver the best experience on launch day, and that's really what we're done. Great. So we made it till here. Now that we're looking at the four stages, let's start with stage one, identifying your business ideas. How do you hunt for profitable business ideas? It's not enough to just have ideas and just be like, hey, you know what? I'm really into like gymming, but I think that I'm not very into consuming all these things that they say that you should buy. I'm going to make like healthy gymming supplements for women. Okay, that's a niche. Gymming, supplements, women, healthy. Okay, you see what I just did there? So, how do you at this stage, don't burden yourself with chasing the most profitable business idea. Just look at what's happening in your life right now. Look at challenges around you, things that you find problematic. Are there any inefficiencies that you think you could solve? These are from your daily life. A really good way to do this is to just kind of jot down all the things that you do from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Just jot them down. We're not assigning any meaning and value. We're just looking at things that you do on a daily basis. Where are the things that you wish that things were better? They were different. I could do it like this and then this would happen. That is an idea that has potential. Are there people like you who think like that? Could you build something that's actually aiding value, solving everyday frustrations? Or the other way to approach business ideas is to look at things that inspire you, things that you like doing, things that bring you joy. These could be your passions, these could be your hobbies. It could be as simple as bartending, it could be as simple as baking, it could be gardening, it could be painting, it could be writing. So these are everyday insights that give you a sense of I'm going to tap into myself to see, do I have expertise anywhere other than what I'm doing at work? Don't always just look to work. You don't want to kind of solve the problem that you're already being paid to solve and you're so unhappy doing that. That's really not what you should aspire for. So one of the ways that I do this is through using our Idea Vault. The Idea Vault is really simple. It's an everyday template, kind of like it's on an A4 sheet. You can do this on your phone if you want. Like me, I'm a bit old school. I like to print it out and I've made a diary of it. So every page is this template. Every time I have an idea, I kind of just jot it down. Now, one of the key things about why the Idea Vault is so good at what it does, and this is something that we've developed in-house, it's proprietary to us, so you won't just find this on the internet. It's a very easy to use framework. Now, it kind of just breaks it down into what's my idea, what am I passionate about, what am I really trying to do here, who's going to pay me money for this, why are they paying me money? So, am I helping them? Am I making them more efficient? Am I solving a frustration? Am I simplifying? Am I just making them happy? That's all you really need to do. The great thing about the Idea Vault is it really becomes kind of like like a vault. That's why it's called the Idea Vault, but you can go a step ahead. You can, at a later stage, segregate, sort, categorize, and rank your ideas on how soon should I do this. And you can keep updating this, which is the nice thing. So, one of the brands that I actually own today is a footwear brand that I launched in late 2022. The idea for this came when I was in college, which was many, many years ago. And it's a very simple problem that I solved. I like the footwear that I wear. It is handmade. Because it is handmade, it was difficult for me to go buy it. The buying experience was horrible. I had to go to this local market. Getting there was painful. When I got there, most often I liked the design, but they didn't have it in my size. They didn't have it in my color. They had no idea when it would come back. But this is a design that has been sold in India for many years, for decades. So it's very synonymous to Indian handcrafted footwear. And I've been wearing this since I was in school. And at a point, I realized when I was shifting homes that I had about 18 different pairs, same design, but different colors. And I wore each one of them. And when I looked at it, I was just like, why won't anyone just like make this and sell this online? And that's exactly what I do now. So, look to your everyday life, things that you can solve, things that, there is potential involved. Reach out to me, we'll see how we can get your hands on this. Second point, let's move on. You've now probably been inspired enough that you started conducting market research. What do you mean by market research? What are you really trying to do here? You kind of at this stage want to know your market inside out. Now, market doesn't just mean that the industry that your idea is going to be in. The market is larger than that. So, for instance, footwear, right? Now, footwear is a category by itself, it is a market by itself. But in the larger spectrum, it comes under fashion. So, it's not enough for me. It's very misleading for me when I'm having an idea to start a footwear brand to only look at footwear. Also, go down further. Footwear for whom? Is it for kids? Is it for women? Is it for men? Is it for unisex? Mine is for women. What kind of women? Sports women, fashion women, women looking for workwear, footwear, women looking for casual footwear, high-end fashion, everyday fashion, street fashion. What are you? So break it down. Okay, what's your idea in? What's the large industry? What's the smaller industry? What are the subcategories within that? Study everything. Who are the key players? Who are the key brands? Who are the key? Really, do you have competition right now? Is it in the same vertical or is it allied? For me, fashion footwear, anybody's doing women fashion footwear that's targeted at like schoolgirls, college girls, and above is competition. But essentially, I'm looking at a younger demographic, teens and above, teens, late teens, college going students, first jobbers. So break it down. You see how I want to know what is the size of my whole market, what is the size of the subcategory, the subcategory, the subcategory. Okay, finally. So these are the women I'm selling to. How much do they spend on footwear already? Who are the brands? Who's my competition? There are different tools that you can use to gather all this data. My idea, and this is something that's like a personal practice, something that I do is that I keep like a journal for every idea that I have from the idea vault. When I move into market research stage, I create a Google sheet for it. And I break down each of these metrics, and month on month, I update it to see if there's any change. Now, you don't have to be this involved at this stage. Just know like your industry trends, the market size, who your competition are, what is the customer already paying, how do they already solve this problem. That's enough for you. At a later, further stage of your market research, you want to know what is the growth rate like for this market, what is the average customer spend, what is the market share that your competitors have, very later stage. Now you see something on the screen that says customer POV. What is customer POV? Customer POV is another proprietary tool that we've developed over the last 10 years. It's called customer point of view. Very simple. You're recording, you're analyzing, you're gathering insights from existing customers, from people you talk to, and you tell them you have this idea. There is no other motive at this stage except recording feedback. And later, this feedback feeds into your iteration cycle when you're getting closer to launch. Let's move on. This is the most fun stage. This is the one that I keep waiting for every time I have an idea. Every time that I get to a sampling and demo stage, I'm just hoping that this propels me to launch. I have junked ideas at this sampling and demo stage about now 4 times. 4 ideas that have come to this stage and I have canned it because it gave me insight that I'm the only one that found value in this. People don't want this. People don't want to pay money for it. In fact, why did I spend time? But it's really good because imagine if I wasted all this time, effort, and my money in getting to launch to realize it after launch. Horrible. It has happened to me. I'm not denying that. It has happened. I will never go through that again. I will make newer mistakes. So, sampling and demo, what are you doing here? You're going from having a prototype and getting close to near perfection. Now, any consumer good, even think of like Coca-Cola, think of the chips that you have, think of anything that you consume daily. Your toothpaste, it has gone from testing, iterating, shipping, pivoting, iterating again, having a new and improved version of Colgate. Every winning product in the market that consumers today pay good money for or any money for has gone through this the cycle of getting to launch, getting to your hands as a customer. Your real sampling strategies to use at this point is free trials, beta testing, and gathering feedback in as many creative ways as you possibly can. I have done this through another tool that I use in-house again. It's called the five-finger pulse test. Now, one of the mistakes that I told you I made when I got 4 times to the sampling and demo stage is I did not think that it was necessary enough to collect information on 5 different touch points before getting to launch. I thought that it enough for me to just know 3 out of 5 and discover the rest and fix it after launch. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. The five-finger pulse test is critical to getting a smooth, automated launch while you're on the beach somewhere. This is how I like to launch, and this is how I like to help my clients to launch. What you're essentially doing in the five-finger pulse test is you're getting your market-ready version of the offering as close to what the customer wants on launch day. You're not there sitting and stressing and biting your nails and then wondering, what do they think? What are they saying? Was it too expensive? Was the checkout okay? Did they get stuck anywhere? Do they know how to use the product? Is all my graphics, is my branding okay? You don't want to know all of this at launch. You want to know this way before launch. You're basically at this stage removing the guesswork, sitting back and collecting the cash even before you've officially launched. So sampling and demo, it's very critical. Test, iterate, 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 test the best version, launch, make money, enjoy. Okay, so it's been 17 minutes and you're still here. Wow, I think you're good at this. You're ready now to launch. Ready, set, launch. That's all we're doing. Have a clear value proposition, have a few initial customers who are paying you money, have a marketing plan. Explore some social media cool things to do so that people remember you for the next couple of months. And then as your sales start to pick up and your traction starts to build, then look towards having influencer partnerships at a larger scale. Make that part of your marketing plan. But can you think of some really cool viral ideas that you can do for launch? That's really going to make a big difference. Today, one of the critical things before you launch is if people already know that you're going to launch and they're expecting it, that's half the battle won. Everything else is just check out and ship. Now, one of the myths that I would like to bring up at this stage is that it is not critical to have big dollars for launch. I have launched when I was broke, and I did this by giving out, for the footwear brand, I knew that girls love this. I knew my friends love this. So on the day of launch, we launched online, we launched on Amazon, we had a campaign running on Amazon, and my friends got it at the same time, but they got it free and they got it hand delivered, and they remembered that. You know what? Now they buy every color. Even before we're releasing a new color, they'll message me and say, when are the new colors coming out? So this is what you want. You want a little bit top of the mind recall. You want that anticipation. You want them to have it before in hand. Sample. And that's why you're sampling. If you do it right and you make a craft a memorable experience, they're gonna love it even before you have actually launched. So quick recap, this is exact same framework, 4 stages that I have used to launch all my brands. I have started from 2014 and I'm still here and I'm still raring to go. So I have a home decor brand where we did limited edition handmade decor collectibles and we sold this across the world. We also did antiques and furniture. We then launched Gourmet Grocer. This was peak COVID times. I don't know what I was thinking when I launched a food brand during COVID, but I did it and it just took off. It took off faster than I could keep up. It was a one-man thing. It was me from the logo to the packaging, everything. So we imported frozen croissants that were made by French pastry chefs from a bakery in France, and we sold them in south of India, in Bangalore, which is where I live. And it just took off. It just took off. Exact same framework. Exact same framework. In my sampling, pre-launch, I sent it with the stickers and I didn't tell them anything. We had an instruction card that had photos from that I printed off from my phone that told them what temperature, what settings, what are the things you can do with the croissant. You can make a jam sandwich, you can do a cheese and ham, whatever you want to do. And right after we launched, we just sent them a QR code that had a payment link to like 3 different collections that we had. So we had chocolate croissants, we had butter croissants, and we had a mixed box. And all they had to do, they had already tried it before, was to just choose which one they wanted. And to my surprise, they chose all three. So they chose all three, but it was amazing. So the sampling really, really helped me. Then I went on to launch my beauty brand called Gia. It is completely aimed at teenage girls who are looking at beginner-friendly, non-makeup makeup products and fun to use. So it's been a ball. Thanks to this brand, I actually ended up setting up a consumer panel of our own in-house, and that is what we use for every other brand that we have launched subsequently, including Soulfeet, which is the footwear brand. And we have two more in the pipeline. And when you get to having a consumer panel of your own, even informally, and you can do this through your friends, your family, your colleagues, your co-workers, part of what is holding you back, the guesswork of, I don't know if people want this, gets eliminated. And that is really empowering. So if you want to learn more about how I do this and you have some ideas now after like 22 minutes of listening to me, reach out to me. I have some workshops. There's a workshop that you can kind of purchase right now. I'm making that available to you guys at a discount because it seems like if you've already made it to this stage, you are passionate, you obviously have a few ideas in your head. So if you're really serious about getting started and you have an aim to launch at least in the next 100 days, I have a workshop which normally I charge $300 for, but for the next 72 hours, I'm going to give this to you at a discount. Please grab the discount. I'm going to pull this off after 72 hours. It's only $100. I'm going to show you how to use this exact same framework to get to the other end, which is the launch stage. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to demo this with real life business models that exist in the market today and what it would take for you to go from, hey, I think I could do this, to, hey, Tara, help me do this. I'm ready.